So we're taking the one on the top.
Yep.
The north wind. On our way to Grand Marais. So here we are at Voyager Canoe Outfitters. You can see we have bunks. The lake's down there. These are all just people parked, and we don't know what they do exactly. But that's the look around, and then here we are. So we can go into the bunkhouse. We're testing out the satellite to make sure that Mama gets our texts, or that she can get a hold of us and make sure it works. And then we've been officially welcomed here at Voyagers. They spelled my name wrong, but it's all good. And then this is our bunkhouse. Bro took my chair.
It's a nice one.
There we are for the night. This is the house. Just little. Ryan's already been fishing. All packed. Lake looks great. Gonna go in and have some breakfast. I'm just wondering if they're not open at night though. Must just be special. Oh, sure they are. Till like 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Even got cushy seats.
I know, right?
Paddles and poles, that's all we really need, right?
Something like that.
For us, if we can sleep on the ground. Build a fire. If you can even get an idea of what kind of hills those are from looking. That's Canada over there. We just walked through the Monument Portage. Now we're going into the portage to Esther eventually, but I'm letting Ryan paddle right now, as you can see.
Oh yeah.
So this is called the Enchanted Forest. Mosquitoes are intense, so I got my hat on. Ryan's without one, but I'm smarter. Oops, kill myself. And this is a beautiful portage. It's hard. The portage itself has got some really steep. I guess I can take this off. The portage itself actually has some pretty steep hills on it and some good rocks and roots. We're actually coming up to one right now. If you can see when I spin around, this is the portage. But it goes through some really ancient cedar trees along a creek with a waterfall. So it's pretty. You can probably hear the waterfall as we walk through here. But this is kind of a cool portage to take a little video on. It's 120 rods. Like I said, it's a tough one. We actually had to, where we exited Hanson Lake, We had to bring two of us, both of us had to lift the canoe up the first part because it was so steep. And then Ryan just took off. And then we come and walk through here. It's actually deeper than what it looks like. We walk through a little bit more of the creek. And this is a part of it. Here's the waterfall. Isn't it pretty? Gigantic cedar tree coming up. And the portage goes up this hill to the top of this waterfall. I don't know if you can see how big this cedar tree is, but it's ginormous. Living the dream.
You got a crab.
So as we're setting tent, literally Ryan has been out 5 minutes. We've got a bougie camp here today. We're on Toe Lake. But yeah, we're bougie. We got a nice tarp. Nice breeze. This is the only campsite on this entire lake. So this lake is ours. There. Steak and taters. We did have bread earlier.
Turned out well.
I think I'm just going to eat this man style.
I cut up a little bit.
So our goal today is to fish Toe Lake. We got some wind coming again, as always. So then we're going to cross the portage and get into the South Arm and Knife. And then when that is done, we don't know what we're going to do. Eddy Falls, maybe? Alright, I think we're all good to go. Let's go. And I don't want Orion hook in my hand. Alright, we'd let him go. He was hooked way up in the bone of his mouth, so I didn't want to stick my finger way down in there and have him twist it and get that hook in my hand. Because it's a long trip back. Oh, he's a good one. Dandy. That's a big old bass right there, my man.
Oh, throw one in there. That's going to be dirty.
You want me to throw one? We're walking up to Eddy Falls. Ready?
Gosh, it's a high point, bro. Oh my gosh,
A pie plate.
look at this pie plate.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, sir.
I gotta get a real picture of it too.
Literally just on right out there, that was insane. She swallowed it too.
You get a double? Woo!
Yes, sir.
Here's mine.
The smallmouth love it here.
Oh, come on, you turd. Woo! Hey, I'm trying to help you. There.
Oh my gosh, the fight.
You took my leech.
Life is on the line here. Okay, about a quarter of the size of the last one, but
There you go. Go swim away, friend. I would say it's about time.
yes, sir.
There we go. Got him. Woo! Woo! My goodness. That's a good one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Different part of the heat.
Yeah.
Yours, do you just want to make sure it doesn't need any more?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well,
Here we go. 2 bass and a walleye. Dad's feeding the family again.
Okay.
Looks good to me. There it is. Lemon pepper walleye. Spiced and seasoned. Thrown on the hot coals. This is the way we eat. Look at that. We were paddling through Jenny Lake. This is a beautiful lake. It's not very big, but this is probably one of the prettiest lakes I think I've ever seen. Lots of little bays. This is the portage into Ogish. We're actually coming the other way. You can see Rye coming. I gotta go get the last bag. It's kind of pretty though. Those portages are on a big river. This time we're walking the portage between Jasper and Alpine lakes. Really good rapids and a waterfall up here. Forest Service must have cut down some trees that fell across. I gotta believe in the spring. I'm obviously never been at this part, but in the spring I gotta believe that water getting up high. That is a rushing torrent out in that river right there. Last portage of the day. I think we did 8 portages today so far. And somewhere around, I don't know, 18, 19 miles. I have no idea. It's probably not that much, but I think it was 8 portages. Probably more like 8 miles. So here we're getting up to the big part of the falls. Mama would love this, except for the walking, the bugs, and the everything else. I don't even see. Through here now. That's coming out of Jasper Lake. Camp time. So we are camped out on Alpine, the south side of Alpine on Ozark. We're supposed to get severe thunderstorms tonight. So we have, I don't know if you can see, we have 10,000 ropes and tarps and stakes. And it's all because Cliff Jacobs, because I've read Cliff's book, and it's like, the reason that you have all of those tie downs is to use them. Use your stakes and tarps. So that's what we're doing. It's the Cliff Jacobson School of Camping. So you can see everything is tied. One of two things. If you were a bear coming through here, you literally would get wrapped up in a parachute.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah, it's like a bear trap. A moose could literally kill himself in here.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be tangled up like one of those. Oh my gosh.
We'll be eating good tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I mean, if we get, well, we're on an island, but the bears can come out here, and I spilled coffee, so they probably will. So we found this at the top of our campsite, back in the bush. Huh? Look at this. I think that, like, there's a, over there's kind of a lull, yeah. And then those hills, I'm wondering if that's Seagull Lake over there. We have a sunset of Alpine Lake. And we're off before the rain. Saw a family out here earlier. They still may be trying to cross the lake. Yeah. Big old tin cans. There were like 9 of them. Nice looking family, but they were not having any of the wind. And they're paddling like this. You don't make much headway unless you get the paddle in the water. So Ryan is just thrown down. He's done messing around, according to him.
Gotta catch a pig now.
So we've done pretty well, I would say.
Yeah.
Not like non-stop action, but this guy is angry. Look at that.
Well, that's a...
they tack these stupid.
Yeah, you can bring him up here.
Can you get him? All right, I'll just show you him before he goes. There he is. Not a bad one. We are having a moment right now. My Panther Martin that I've probably caught 100 smallmouth on in the last day just got taken away by a stupid little pike who I had in the boat to take it out, and he flipped his head and caught me with the hook. So I pulled my hand out, he jumped out of the boat and snapped my line. And of course, because it's a Panther Martin, it's not like I have 30 of them in the boat, because this was just like a last minute buy. So now I have an excuse the rest of the fishing trip if I don't catch any. Ryan is trying to be helpful. I told him sometimes people just need a moment to grieve. I haven't gone through the, I don't know what stage of grief I'm in right now. I don't think I've left the anger part yet. Had it been like a fish that I liked, that would have been different. But this was literally a pike. Pike were put on the world. Anybody that goes out and goes, oh, I'm going northern fishing, I love to catch pike, is a sign of somebody that's never caught a lot of fish. Would you agree, Ryan?
I hate pike.
There's nobody I know. I mean, okay, like these musky fishermen, I get it. They want to go out and try to nail a 50-pound pike, that's fine. That's a little different than people who just go out and try to hit pike. I mean, you might as well fart and throw sand, because it makes no difference what you're going to throw. They'll bite it. Most of them are no bigger than a cigar. They're a pain in the butt. Nobody wants to eat them. They taste crappy. They're the low life. I would rather have a sucker. I would rather catch a sucker than a pike. So I've determined that we've hit one part. We've gone through the anger stage of losing the Panther Martin. The denial, there's no denying it. I watched it happen. But Ryan told me that there's a retail phase where you have to go buy 6 more so it never happens again.
Yeah.
But I'm really now in the rationalization, because I'm thinking, you know what? I was just telling Ryan a few minutes ago that all the paint was off it, half the hair was gone, and the hooks were bent because I've been hitting so many fish in the last 48 hours with it.
Right.
Or 72 hours, whatever. So now I'm rationalizing, going, it was on the end of its life anyway, but I would love to have, oh, and then I just get this one caught into a tree. I would love to have retired it properly. So I'm rationalizing now. We'll tell you when we get to the acceptance part, but I don't know when that'll be. Ooh, look at the beaver house up there. We could have really went to town on the wood. I'm gonna take a video only because it's like the only calm weather we've had. And then tomorrow we're supposed to have gusts of 30. So we're having bass chowder tonight. Again, I caught all the fish that we eat. Ryan did catch one and then lost it somehow or another. So Dad feeds the family again tonight. It's just like clam chowder, except it's made with bass, but there's potatoes and carrots. Ryan did cook. We're going to start hunkering down because we're supposed to get a couple of inches of rain tomorrow. So it's going to just pour, and we hope to stay dry or sit in the tent most of the day, I guess. Ryan telling stories about whatever. So there's our fish chowder.
Campsite now. I don't know if y'all can see it, but she's whipping around out here. Look at all it's staining water everywhere. Our tent's flooded. Oh, we're having a good time. Alright guys, it's just raining pretty hard outside now. We made coffee. We split a bunch more wood and we got it by the fire to dry off because everything's wet. Put my shoes up by the fire. Got some more water heating and oh my gosh. You gotta be kidding me.
Did you wreck it? Oh,
dude,
bummer.
No, it came out so easily and quickly. I'm
just showing Ryan killing
everywhere.
coffee.
I just threw coffee everywhere.
So this is the day after the big storm. I didn't even record yesterday, but I will steal some of Ryan's stuff with the NOAA weather radio says something around 3 to 5 inches of rain, and I don't think that is an understatement at all.
I think it is an understatement. I think it was like 6.
Yeah, it was a lot, but or an overstatement I meant. So we're here on, what morning is this? Wednesday. We can't fish because the wind still has not died down. We probably had 60-mile-an-hour winds yesterday. And right now they're pretty easily 25 miles an hour across this lake. So
yeah.
Ryan has made Johnny cakes. So we have homemade Johnny cakes and bacon. And we're just going to sit here for a while. Apparently it's going to, the wind is supposed to die down tonight. So we'll see how that goes. 2 days in camp. And we've been wind-bound or rain-bound. So a couple of days we have not been able to go fishing, but you know what? It's all what the Boundary Waters are about. It's just a different kind of fun. You can't expect sunshine and roses. As a matter of fact, I read on BWCA.com these people's trip reports were, oh, it was beautiful for a week. We had no calm seas and no rain. I think they're all liars. I honestly cannot remember a single time they didn't come out and there was at least some sort of weather. Of course, yesterday there was a ton. Today this front is, hopefully you can see or hear behind me, this front moving out in the wind. So we can't fish. I mean, there's just whitecaps everywhere. Seen a bunch of groups go by. Some paddling out, some paddling in. Just had a group of 9 and 4 canoes come. I think they wanted our site, but we're not moving today again. There's no way. She's a rough one. I don't think it's dangerous, but it's really, there'd be no way to fish because you couldn't hold anything. I'm trying to look at the leeward sides of some of these places where the wind is, and it's so windy, it's just blowing around. So I don't think we're gonna fish. Maybe tonight. Maybe it'll calm down. But anyway, this is where we are. You can see. What's like I told Ryan, I'd rather we windbound here, where you have to sit on our island or campsite and read our books and whatever, and use our Kindles. It's still more fun than not being here. It's part of the charm of this place. It's just got, the weather's got a mind of its own. Yeah, it's really coming in again. There's a bunch of guys way over there trying to find a place to camp. It's too bad. There was nobody on this lake when we first came out, and there's lots of people, but I think it's because people can't go where they want to go. So after our 5 inches of rain last night, or whatever it was, well, I had NOAA radio on, and the weather radio said that it was roads closed down on 61, flood warnings down by Grand Marais and stuff. So it doesn't surprise me after all the rain. I've never seen it rain that much for like 8 hours, just nonstop. So as you can see behind me here, we're drying out all of our gear that we possibly can. Ryan's reading. We're trying to air out our tent. The wind blew so hard yesterday. I'll try to fix it, but it broke a zipper on the tent. But inside the tent, it's we're just trying to air it out, because as you can, I don't know if you can see on the floor there, it's just, that was all mud. You can see the bottom of this. It was the water was actually, last night as we were watching it rain so hard, the water was like up to about here, just coming down. And we're not really in a low-lying area, but we're on a bit of an incline, so it was all coming down. So yeah, and the mud and everything else got in. It's a mess. But we stayed dry and warm last night and I slept hard, so that was good. All right, we're just gonna go for a walk because we're stuck on the island today. It's getting nicer. Hoping we can go out and do some fishing and paddling later. Tomorrow we have to go in. But this little island campsite here is pretty cool. It'll take you up the trail. However, if you look here, this is what happens when they allow idiots into the boundary waters. Idiots tear off birch bark, and you can see it all along the way here. I'm just going to tell you, I don't think the outfitters do a good enough job of making sure people understand how you're to behave out here. I mean, I've had dozens of permits from many different outfitters, and none of them have really spent much time with that third video and explaining, you know, the leave no trace principles, etc. The only place that I was really quizzed and, you know, talked to about leave no trace was at the ranger station in Tofty and in Ely. So the ranger stations, they get it. But, you know, I like the outfitters. They're all nice people. But I can tell you they do nothing other than just check off the boxes and have you sign your permit. And I've literally used, probably in my time in the boundary waters, 7 different outfitters to grab my permits at. So it's not a small sample size, but there are too many stupid people. And I even talk to people that I know that just say, nah, that's not a big deal. But little bits, lots of people with no big deal equal one big deal. So here we are. This is the top of the mountain. And it's really a pretty day. So I wanted to come up here and just take a look in the sunshine. If the outfitters or people would do a better job of, I think, educating on people on what leave no trace really means, you know, I think it's not going to stop anything, but hopefully maybe 1 or 2 people would not be so stupid. But you see it on the internet all the time. Oh, you know, leave no trace. There's no such thing because you leave a trace. Well, I've always said, yeah, we do leave a trace, right? But you know, what leave no trace means is don't leave a trace of you. There's always going to be a trace that people were there, right? But don't leave your own trace. Don't cut the bark. Don't, you know, take rocks. Don't, you know, put rock cairns up. Don't leave traces of you that you can't help it. That's it. Of course there's people out here. Of course people leave traces, but you know, tearing off and cutting down dead or alive trees, which I've found, you know, even at our campsite, you know, breaking branches purposely, putting up, you know, what people think is pretty rock art. Why? What's the purpose? You know, that leaves a trace that you were there, not that man was there. And I think that's a big difference. Because if everybody just screws up a little tiny bit, then you have a gigantic screw up. Last day, most of the stuff is cleaned up. We're starting to pack things up. And now it's about 6:30. Ryan's in culture shock because 6:30 means he's just getting off work, not waking up to pack up. We have to go into two portages today, and then we're going to get a tow out of here on Red Rock Lake. So we'll say goodbye to Alpine Lake today. I love this lake. I wish it had been like this for a day when we were here, so we could have really went out and enjoyed it. But you know what? Each trip is completely different, and this one was a blast. I told Ryan I was getting the saris last night because I always do on the last night in the wilderness. But then he reminded me I still have like 4 more trips to go. So, all right, we're out. It is a beautiful day to paddle on the last day. Now, if Ryan don't get us lost, we'll be just fine.
Oh,
Huh? Just in case. A few more clouds today. This is literally the nicest paddle we've had.
yeah.
I said it's always this way on the day that I leave. Well, no, except for Brule. That place sucked.
I like that lake.
Not on the last day out. That paddle, that was like a roller coaster.
I don't remember it.
And then we all got lost, so Dylan had to bring out his Onyx, and nobody believed the Onyx, and we went the other way anyway.
Yeah.
There's a campsite there too. Yep. I don't think we'd seen that one, had we? That's pretty close to that other one. Can you get up here? Without scratching the underside of the boat here too much. However, I better stay on these rocks or I will. All right. Which way does the portage go? Go off to the side here? No. Does it go to the right or the left? Which way? It goes there. It doesn't go down this way. Looks like it goes that way.
What?
Looks like it goes right up the creek. No bigs. We've done worse. I got her. Just toss it. You're good. Okay, flip it for the camera. Don't flip the camera.
I can do both at the same time. There we go.
Oh yeah, you're dry footing.
Yep.
This is the way we roll.
This is gonna be a puzzle.
Have fun. Now you get to see what a real portage looks like. Oh, there goes your feet.
No, we're good.
Oh, all right. Slowly get a picture of it. This is what we went through.
The highway.
This is a damage on the Gunflint Trail. This is the storm that we had fun in.